Did you know you can install your own in-ground trampoline? We just did it and it's been one of our favorite projects yet. We decided to put ours right next to the pergola. We first called the city and had them come out and marked where all of the utilities were underground so we wouldn't hit them when we were digging. Of course, then we got our shipment from trampolines.com of a 10 by 17 trampoline. We really wanted a rectangular one. I've got to say their instructions were extremely helpful. I'm very visual and they had real pictures which really helped with the install. I used my Craftsman drills and set of socket wrenches which really helped the install go by faster. Start by assembling the frame. This didn't take more than about 15 minutes and you're just putting in bolts and nuts around the entire thing. After that, you're going to be putting clips all around the corners and the sides. Those are going to hold on the pads when the trampoline is done. Once the clips are in place, you're going to put the feet on. Now, this is a very heavy duty trampoline. I was pretty impressed. It would definitely help having a couple people, but it is possible by yourself because I did it. Then you're going to put this barrier in, which keeps the soil from going down in the sides once you put it in the ground. Once you have it in the exact spot that you want, you're going to spray paint around it or just dig with a shovel to mark the outside edges. Now, if you didn't know this, you can actually rent an excavator from Home Depot. It costs about $375 for a day, and that's definitely all that you'll need. If you're really good, you can probably do it in 4 hours, but I needed it for some other things as well. No, I had never used an excavator, and it was very easy to dig a large hole. Because you want the trampoline flush with the ground, you're going to have to build a rim for the trampoline frame to sit on. So you'll see I'm kind of digging two different things at once. So the deep hole that goes in the middle, and then this outer edge, which I mark here with spray paint for the frame to sit on. It comes with this blue depth stick, so you know exactly how deep you need the trampoline to be, and when I realized I wasn't quite deep enough, I just dug a few more piles of dirt out and leveled it out, and there we were. Now this is the part we get a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to take some extra time here. This is the pit where the drain will go. First, you're going to put in landscape fabric with a hole at the bottom so water can come out. You fill it with 6 inches of gravel, and then you put a bucket on top of that. That bucket has a lot of holes in it also to let water out, and then you're going to surround it with gravel. So basically, this allows water into the bucket. It can still drain properly, but it's trying to keep the dirt from going in the bucket and clogging your pump. I'll show you the pump I used here in a second, but basically you cover the entire thing with landscape fabric that will keep weeds from growing over time. Once you set your frame directly on top of the landscape fabric, you want to get it nice and snug, and then you're going to cut off all that excess. It came with an optional middle frame piece, which I did choose to include because I just wanted the extra support. I also like that it went directly over the pump in the middle so I could zip tie the pump to it and keep it held upright. This pump has a float switch, so it's always plugged in, and if water ever gets more than an inch deep, it'll pump it out about 25 feet away, and I just dug trenches for that line. We chose to include the LED light pack that goes all the way around the side, and this was definitely the right decision. I went ahead and cleaned up the entire trampoline, and then it was time to put the springs on and the actual bounce pad. This part of the process went very quickly and was much easier than I anticipated, and that was basically it. You put the pad on, and then you can start jumping. The LED lights were so much cooler than we were expecting. It feels like you're floating on air, and we can even match it with our pool. It's been about a week since install. We love this thing, and we've made so many core memories on it. I don't know what it is about in-ground trampolines, but they're so much more fun than above ground, and we've had tons of friends over to test it out, and everyone loves it so far. And now you know how to do an in-ground trampoline.